topic whenever you need to.
Oh, I will. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the city of frost and fire. You're going to discover the authentic stories of the extraordinary people that define our north of normal metro. I am Conrad Fargo, and this is the Fargo Five. We are moving into the Fargo Fresh segment, which is just totally made up and always in flux. I've gotten it better. So I have the format is kind of the past, the present, and the future. Right? So, because we got the famous, Fargo Famous, that first segment, we talked about how did you get here, the fun, what do you got going on, and so this is the fresh. So what's in the future for you? You're the president of the Fiber Arts Festival. I mean, Madam President, are you looking at higher office? What's the next position you're going for?
Yeah. I've also been the president of the Fargo Moorhead Quilters.
Oh, my goodness.
But I'm done being president now.
You don't want to be president anymore?
No, I want to spend a lot of time in my sewing room creating things.
You'd rather be a builder than a leader.
Yeah,
Leading is a lot of work.
I like
Heavy as the
starting
head.
things, like, starting the festival, starting the quilt group. But I don't like so much the day-to-day details, so.
No, who does?
And last year I had a little incident, ended up in the hospital. This happens when you get to be 70. I'm absolutely fine, but it did start me thinking about maybe I should spend time doing what I want to do.
Yes.
Instead of what my volunteer activities that I have to do or whatever. So.
Well, and it's I say all the time, it's a one-way trip. And, there's no going backwards.
You get reminded of that the older you get.
Well, my kind of glib when people, have issues, I say, well, it might not ever get any better, but it can definitely get worse. So,
thanks. That's great.
So take care. So enjoy yourself now.
Yeah.
It may be a little dark, but I think.
That's kind of where my husband and I are at. And yeah.
You got it. So what's the exciting things that you want to kind of check off on the bucket list then? What's coming up?
We did one last spring. We went to Antarctica.
Okay.
So that's probably the most adventurous trip we'll ever take.
Wow.
But
it's almost as cold as it is here up there.
Well, we were there in summertime.
And so what is it like in summertime? In Antarctica, so ant meaning interior underneath
it's that
the
South
other Arctic.
Pole area.
Yeah.
And actually, it was mild considering, it's not like winter here where this horrible north wind is. As long as the wind isn't blowing.
Can there be a north, or all the winds are north winds?
We had
How
a
does
meal
that work?
outside on the deck, okay?
All
One
right.
day. Now, we got lucky that day.
So you were like on a cruise
We
kind
were
of
on
thing?
a cruise. That's about the only way to get to Antarctica.
Was there any land? Was there a landfall of any kind?
We did lots of land. Every day we'd go into a different bay and go visit the wildlife.
And there's no actual land down there, right?
Well, you're thinking of the North Pole. There's no land there. It's just ice.
Okay.
South
So there is
Antarctica
land.
is a whole continent.
Okay.
Completely covered with ice.
Okay.
And penguins.
Yeah.
On the shore.
So did you see the penguins?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my, they're just great.
Yeah. Did you get to touch one?
No, that was
it's
forbidden.
not a pet. Okay.
Anytime we went on land, we had to be very careful. Don't drop your Kleenex. Don't sit down and add germs to you just be very careful. Look around and then leave again.
Yes.
So, but it's a stunning place. You've never seen anything like it. Everything there is blue or white or black.
And what's coming up next? What's your next exciting?
Next is a very simple cruise through the Netherlands and Belgium.
Yeah.
That'll be like piece of cake.
And why the Netherlands and Belgium?
I like Europe. We both do, and we can get along fairly well with languages there. So, and we like going to museums.
Have you been there a few times?
Yeah,
you've been there a few times. How has it changed since like the 80s? I love being able to ask how things have changed in the last 40 years.
European Union having them all, not quite the same country, but they don't have borders anymore between countries for European Union stuff, and they all have the euro.
Yeah.
When we used to go there, a different currency in every country, and you had to keep changing your currency. So that's changed. And people move around now. People from Denmark live in Germany. People from Italy live in France.
Wow.
It's quite different than it used to be.
Yeah. The United States of Europe, almost.
Kind of
now.
like, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that is all the time for European politics that we have in this segment. We were talking how the first two segments went so quick. So we're going to jump out and then jump back into frequently asked questions. So don't go nowhere.